We heard how much you love Fatas burgers, but what if you could eat 2 of our burgers at the same time?
Introducing the Grand Fatas! It's a burger within a burger!
That's right!
Bread,
Lettuce,
tomato,
onions,
meat, and mayo.
bread, lettuce,
Tomato,
onions,
meat,
mayo,
bread, and bread. It's the Grand Fatas!
Only $9.95.
Still hungry? It's a double Grand Fatas! Bread, lettuce, tomato,
onions,
meat, mayo,
bread,
lettuce,
tomato,
onions, meat,
mayo,
bread, lettuce,
tomato,
onions, meat, mayo, bread, and bread. It's a double Grand
Only
Fatas!
$11.95.
Not enough for you? Grab a triple Grand Fatas! Bread, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, and mayo, bread, and bread. It's the triple Grand Fatas!
Only $14.95.
No? Still hungry? Then grab a quadruple Grand Fatas! Let's mow onions, meat, mayo, bread, let's mow onions, meat, mayo, onions, meat, mayo, onions, meat, mayo.
Crabs, crabs, crabs. You want them? We've got them. Crabs of all shapes and sizes. Big ones, little ones, enormous ones. You want them in a broad variety of colors? We got sand, turquoise, blue. Boil them up and you even got red crab.
I didn't know much about crabs until I went to the beach. I saw one and asked the stranger, "What the fuck is that?" And he looked at me and said, "What the fuck are you, a toddler? It's a goddamn crab." I ate crab at a restaurant once. It wasn't very good.
Crabs, they're everywhere. On the beaches, in your pants. Get them while they're hot. Did someone mention shells? Forget about it. We got hermit crabs, coconut crabs. You want lobsters? Get out of here. Crabs are the focus of this business. Other crustaceans are out.
I never really, gave much thought into crabs until I totally saw this guy yelling about them.
You want crabs? We got crabs. Crabs, 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 crabs. Available now. Available everywhere on Earth. Crabs.
Hey nerds! You like playing video games? You think it's fun to kill people? It is! But only in the army where you're legally allowed to do it. Sign up now! We'll feed you, clothe you, house you, and give you basic rights that are inaccessible to people who live in the Northern Territory. See the world, kill brown people, play with robots, get PTSD, watch your best friend's head explode, die in the streets homeless, don't get a pension. Sign up now! Get a free engineering degree. Join the army.
Are we on air?
Good morning, Brisbane. I'm Tracy Appleton.
And I'm Peter Nile. And this is Good Morning, Brisbane. Our top story today is an asteroid impacted Eagle Farm.
New farm? New farm, I believe.
One of the farms.
Asteroid hits farm. Breaking
Fucking
news.
Hicktown. Our weather boy is late this morning because
As
he
usual.
was up last night just partying because of this asteroid event. He's gonna have a busy fucking day. So we do have some footage of the asteroid. I've been told that looks way, way, way too good to be true.
You saw it first here on Channel 24.
Fuck.
That looks like it did some pretty hardcore damage there, Peter.
Yeah, I fell asleep here last night. What about you? Like, it didn't interrupt my ride to work.
No, I got my full 10 hours as per usual, but thank you for asking.
10 hours of what?
Sleep. Of rest, Peter.
That's impressive.
Well, you know.
I can only ever get like 10, 15 minutes.
That would explain a lot. Explain your manner, your repartee.
Yeah. Well, anyway, nobody cares about the asteroid. We got some important news coming up. Celebrity news.
Celebrity.
Who's famous, who's not?
We all love celebrities.
I don't care, but we have a reporter here named Christian Fletcher who knows exactly who's famous.
And who's not. But we'll focus on who's famous.
gossip for today is which celebrities are pregnant and which celebrities are fat. Now, can you tell the difference? Katie Swift, pregnant. Bustin Jeeber, fat. Dwayne the Boulder Johnstone, fat. Mangelina Jolie, fat. Leonardo DiCaprio, fat. Now, Leonardo DiCaprio is currently working on a new film entitled Titanic, which is about an obese man's struggle to find a perfect pair of pants. Now, just like he did with Wolf of Wall Street, he will be method acting. Now, in that last film, he dressed up like a wolf and attacked the people on Wall Street, so we're looking out for that Titanic this summer. Now, in pregnant celebrities, we've got Charlize Theron, who is having a baby in anticipation of the new Mad Max film, Mad Max 5: War Babies. She's hoping to squeeze in 5 kids before the end of production and sell them off at a charity event next year at the Oscars. Now, speaking of the Oscars, Oscar Isaac has been arrested for being a terrorist. He said in a statement earlier today, "I'm Puerto Rican, you motherfuckers." Kimmy Jimmel promises to open the award ceremony with his beheading. Last but not least, Claude Jr. was caught having sex with my wife last night, and you know what? I'm absolutely fine with it. I look forward to raising his far more superior children. Back to you at the studio.
Well, thank you for that, Christian. That was very insightful.
Who's your favorite celebrity?
Without a doubt, it would be my main woman, Pauline. She is an angel and a gift from heaven to all of us.
Pauline who? What's she famous for?
Pauline Hanson, the politician.
The politician.
Yes.
Your favorite famous person is a politician.
Well, you know, she's famous, but she's also a real woman just like me.
See, I like Mia.
Mia.
Mia
who?
Mia Khalifa.
Who's that? What's she? Is she an actress or?
She's an actress in a lot of adult movies. Very famous for bringing brown and white people together. Good for.
So by adult movies, you mean quite violent drug use, that kind of, things I couldn't take my kids to.
No, they're not. Well, they can be violent. I mean, don't get me started on the violence. I love the violence, but that's not her kind of film. She does more romance movies.
Okay.
Just a guy and a girl, maybe another girl.
Oh, like a rom-com.
Maybe 14 guys in a circle and one girl.
Ocean's 11 type style thing?
Yeah.
Not quite sure I'm familiar with this.
11 would do it. I should really invite you around the house tonight. We can just watch some of her movies together.
Don't think I'll ever be at your house, Peter.
Curl up by the fire.
No.
Stroke each other. That's okay. I don't have to do it. You can just stroke me.
No. Don't even want to know your address ever, let alone go to your house. Sounds like a.
So does Pauline? Does she do any movies?
No, she's a politician. She's
just solo stuff. Just one woman.
Yeah.
By herself.
Mhm.
Where can I find those? Like, do I just type in Pauline onto?
YouTube, I suppose. Yes, or some of the news sites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever done ASMR?
No, what is that?
It's where girls just talk all low and sexy, and they get real close to the microphone, and they're all like, "Hey, you got a boner? You got a boner?"
I don't really see the appeal for me personally. It doesn't sound like my cup of tea.
I mean, you can make good money doing it. Believe me, I have paid some women thousands just to.
I'll bet you have. It's not surprising to me at all, Peter.
Oh. So what kind of movies do you watch? If you don't watch adult movies, you must watch what?
Oh, documentary style would probably be my favourite, I think.
What kind of documentaries?
Watched a documentary on the White Australia policy last night. Found it very good.
The White Australia policy?
Yep.
What's that about?
Well, making Australia great and all that.
Are you implying Australia isn't already great?
Greater.
Greater?
Yes, well,
How?
Less brown.
Less brown?
Mm.
Do we have brown people in Australia?
Oh, every now and then around the train station, but, trying to sweep them out. Yeah.
You're trying to sweep out all the brown people from the train station? From
society, really, I suppose.
Do we have trains? I've never I've never been...
Yes, Peter, I know that the station seems to fawn upon you so much that they, you know, pick you up each morning by limo, but some of us do catch the train from time to time, yes.
I'm just really impressed they still have the infrastructure for train transport.
It's a real thing. I also watched quite a good documentary about the Safe Schools program and how detrimental that would have been to our children, you know? And,
Whose children? My children?
Yeah, let's not get into your children. But, you know, whatever children might exist out there, you know.
Whatever children might exist.
Obviously, the downfall that society's about to face with the yes vote. Oh, dearie me.
I think they already did that.
That's exactly what I mean, yes.
I met a married couple last night. They're both very interested in me. And that's why I woke up here. I think they work for us in the makeup department. Do you know Sue and and Karen?
Yep. There you go. I'm disappointed, ladies.
They're married.
I really thought, you know, you can do better. It's disappointing is all I'm saying.
Well, in addition to the celebrities being the most important news of the day, we do have another big breaking story. That young people are just beating each other up on the streets.
Youth violence. It's real.
We don't know why, but we do have a report here about some babies in New Farm who are incredibly violent.
You know, I do hope our weatherman Flip hasn't been fallen victim to youth violence. That would be
I think he may have. That would be terrible. I will miss him.
Well, I'm not saying he's dead, but I'm just saying that...
Oh, he's gonna be dead.
Shall we go to that story on baby thieves then?
Where did they come from? Where did they go? That is the question on everybody's lips down in the lonely old suburb of New Farm. For the last few weeks, babies have been spotted crawling from house to house in the dead of night. That's right, young children between the age of 0 and 1 have turned this once peaceful neighbourhood into a den of iniquity. Brad Neighbour has a lot to say on the subject.
So the other night I was having a wank up into the moon, when suddenly I just hear this suckling. I think at first I thought it was my wife coming to help me off, but then I realised she died yesterday. So I look down and I see this infant with a pacifier is trying to break through my door.
Many New Farm residents have woken up in the morning to find their valuables missing. TVs, computers, phones, and in some cases, babies have even made off with people's cars.
Mate, I ain't a pedophile. I kicked that baby into the neighbour's backyard.
Brad Neighbour's neighbour was not so lucky. The next morning, he found his $2 million jacuzzi had been physically ripped from the ground and taken in the night.
I've spent millions of dollars renovating my property and baby-proofing my gates and windows. And look at this. Shockingly, my jacuzzi has been stolen in the night. I swear to God, if I find those babies who did this, I'm gonna...
Husbands are lining up round the block for vasectomies as the local condom supply was also stolen by the scourge of babies. Many of the wives have taken a more drastic approach.
Our manifesto is to send the babies back to where they came from. We will find them and we will eat them. Their cute little toes and their tiny little legs. Go back to where you came from!
The rising anti-infant movement has even sparked some political movements.
With a baby to kiss? When I am elected, I require that everyone sacrifice their firstborn son. This will allow an even-handed way to deal with extremist babies. Let them know that we, the adults, have the power.
Many academics are calling this problem biblical, as the tide of criminal cot dwellers has begun to seep from the rich neighbourhoods into the poorer ones. This has left many residents of Fortitude Valley to wonder about the children's real intentions.
I mean, what are they going to steal?
Anti-infant groups have also been attacking these poorer neighbourhoods for having unwanted babies, seen here in this shocking footage.
Stop having children, you bitch! You know I can't afford to, bitch! I swear to God, if I find out you're hiding children in the attic, I'm gonna... Ah!
Calls for mandatory abortions have made the baby crisis the hottest issue this election day.
I promise there will be an abortion clinic on every corner.
unable to obtain a statement from police, but their lack of action indicates nothing but dark days ahead. My advice, lock your kids at home this summer. It's going to be a bloody one.
Wow.
How many babies do you have?
I have 3, and I must say, I'm certainly glad that mandatory abortions weren't around when I was pregnant, because those 3 children are the absolute sunshine of my life. They're my...
I'm a fan of mandatory abortions. Like, I make it a thing for all of my partners.
We've got a special guest on the show this morning, a mother who's not so lucky as myself, and her children are a bit on the off the rails, as they say.
A woman named Karen.
Karen, let's welcome Karen, our first guest to the studio this morning. Come on in, Karen. Come take a seat.
It's so hot in here. Is it really hot in here? Is it just me?
No, it's just
I'm having like a full body flush over here. Are all these lights really necessary? I am just sweating from every orifice in my entire body.
Can we get a brighter light?
Yeah, no, we don't.
Peter.
Hey, Karen.
Hi. Oh, the sweating's just increased for some weird reason.
So what's your phone number?
I'll tell you, but not on air.
You don't need to tell him that.
No, I don't.
feel any obligation to tell him
No
that
one needs to
whatsoever.
do anything, but you know, sometimes it's just nice.
So,
For future-
Karen,
yes?
tell us about your children.
Oh, those mongrels. I got 3 of them. Suck the life right out of you, tell you what.
Oh, well, that's one way of putting it.
I'm getting older every day. Never breastfeed. That's what I've learnt.
Oh.
Nipples never the same afterwards.
So what should you feed kids?
Oh, I don't know. McDonald's, Happy Meals. They get a toy as well. Keeps them happy for a couple of hours. That's always a good one. Oh my gosh, is it? I'm
So
feeling
you
really
think-
dry. I'm feeling really dry. My skin. Do you have any like moisturizer or?
I'm afraid we don't.
It's just a bit
Karen.
much. It's just a bit much, Peter. Just a bit.
Well, we're here to talk about babies being violent babies.
Yeah.
Do you think it's because we don't feed
Yeah, violent
babies
baby.
enough McDonald's?
We could feed them all McDonald's. Anything you want. I'm happy to make you happy. You just tell me.
But do you think
We
youth
can do
violence
it.
is an issue that your family is partly responsible for? Are your children violent in any way?
Excuse me? My family is responsible for youth violence.
Contributing to.
Yeah.
And in what way am I responsible for your children being part of these violent youth gangs that are happening on? It's just too much.
Wait! Babies have fathers! Where's the father of your baby?
I don't know. I just woke up and he was gone, and then I had 3 babies.
And
In that exact moment?
Yes.
How do you go about raising these children? What kind of disciplinary action?
Difficultly and on my own.
Yeah.
I just feel like we should swap seats. I just feel like maybe I should sit next to you, Peter. I just feel like I'm getting a lot more emotional support from. Gosh, your skin is so smooth.
I don't wash.
Oh, I can tell.
Maybe my natural oils will smooth you out.
Can rehydrate my skin. Can you
I'm-
tell I'm
I'm-
35?
No.
Whew, thanks.
You know, I'm just very concerned about where the father of these children are.
I'm not.
Well, I wouldn't want him to come out of any sewers and attack us.
Speaking of the sewers, do you think that's where the baby thieves and the youth violence hide during the day and then come out to
My
attack
children
at night?
do go to the sewers an awful lot, and I keep saying, what are you doing down there? It better not be porn. And they say, Mum, oh my god, it's drugs, okay? Which I guess is better when you think about it.
Did your
Drugs
children
are-
play violent
Yeah,
video
drugs are
games growing up?
Oh, all the time. Grand Theft Auto, the whole
There you go.
series, the whole way through primary school.
It is,
They're much better drivers now, I must say.
There's a high possibility that fast food, violent video games, drugs, and porn are the cause of youth violence in today's society. It's
So
what we're-
let's go through those one by
Hang
one.
on. I've learned.
Fast food. Now,
Delicious.
we said it's clear we need to feed children more fast food to stop them being violent. Because
No,
otherwise they don't have the toys to play with.
kind of fuels the fire. Maybe just buy them toys, but feed them healthy food.
Do you want to feed
It's a
me
wild
fast
idea,
food?
but
I haven't eaten in a while, so I'm really hungry.
I'll feed you fast.
That's the way I like it.
Violent video games.
Yes.
What about
Oh,
those?
yeah.
Yes.
So they're naturally good because they get the violence out of the system.
Or you could play outside, just not in the sewers.
Maybe that's what these kids are doing. Violent video games outside. remember Pokemon Go? What if this whole trend of youth violence is just like that? It's all the kids outside
Pokemon Go.
just beating random strangers to death.
Let's not think about children too much.
there
Children
is
are the thing of the past. Let's think about the future.
Yeah, what are we doing in
There
the
is
future?
a population crisis, so I suppose youth violence can help in that way, in that respect. But
this is beautiful. Don't ruin it.
can we get a
Oh, what husband?
Wait, where is your husband?
I don't care anymore. He could be in the sewers for all I care with my stupid nothing children.
have they mentioned?
Of some of Brisbane's most interesting and exciting people. This week's edition will focus on Dr. Stuart Escobar, who is one of Brisbane's most famous residents after he has recently discovered a miracle drug which is helping millions of people worldwide. So tell us about your new miracle drug, Dr. Escobar.
Well, you know what? I realized that the sick, in general, don't like feeling sick. You know, we know how to set a bone. We know how to cure a bacterial infection. And the jury's out on cancer, but it makes you feel like a bag of turds. I mean, even a common cold can put you out of action for a few days. And then I realized there was a cure for all that sickness. Meth.
I've got the plague.
Oh, terrible. Have you tried meth?
I think I might have sleep apnea.
Right. Have you tried meth?
Hey, Doc. I got hypochondria again.
Terrible. You know what you should try? Meth.
Oh, yeah!
I thought I told you to stop doing meth.
I know, but I can't stop.
Jesus Christ. You know this is exactly why you can't get a job. I mean, obviously, some patients take the meth too far and end up making their original injuries worse. But there's always more meth. And, well, at a certain point, a broken leg will just snap off. And then they have to get their bed rest.
Escobar has faced a lot of criticism from drug dealing communities.
Mate, this is unfair. I mean, if I get caught selling drugs, I'll go to prison, right? But these doctors are giving it to fucking anyone who's got the fucking sniffles, right? And, you know, they're not going to tell a doctor off for accidentally giving someone too much. And on top of that, I'm losing customers, right? And everyone's fucking booking themselves in to go see the doctor rather than coming to see me. I mean, I thought these people were my friends.
So, Dr. Escobar, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, you know, eventually people are just gonna get bored of meth. And so I've been trialing cocaine with varied results, but I think the best way to go about it is just to change the name from meth to methadone. I don't know, maybe it's dishonest to not tell people what they're putting in their bodies.
One thing's for sure, people on the streets of Brisbane have never felt better.
I support sports. And you should too.
Sports! 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 Sports!
Play sports! Like me.
Sports!
Sports.
Sports! 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 Lots of sports! Sports! Sports!
I support sports. And you should too.
Sports! 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 Sports!
Play sports! Like me.
Sports!
Sports.
Sports. Sports.
Oh.
Sorry to hear that, Samantha.
Why does she have jaundice?
She's got. I've
How,
tried to get.
how does
the
that
makeup.
happen in a snake?
I tried to get the makeup. Oh, it's just not. It's not proper nutrition. It's not proper nutrition. She's not been eating her mice.
As a zookeeper,
she's got an eating disorder. She's quite stressed.
Isn't it your job to make sure your animals don't get jaundice?
It is my job, and it isn't my job. I mean, you know, the whole world's a zoo.
Who do you look up to
really
in the zookeeping world?
Obviously, Big Steve. Obviously, Big Steve.
Makes sense.
It's been a shame. It's been a shame. I will find that stingray, and I will have it on toast one day. I'm sort of always in the hunt. I love all animals except for that stingray. Out of order, completely out of order. It was rude. It was rude. Taken too soon. Yeah, obviously.
I'm a fan of that stingray personally. He did something very brave that none of us was willing to do.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years, Jemima, as a zookeeper? Other than having found the stingray, what are your other goals as a freelance zookeeper?
I'd like to do a production of Chicago starring only Komodo dragons.
Interesting.
They can harmonise quite well.
That's a concept for Anywhere Theatre Festival, that is.
Anywhere Theatre Festival?
Yeah, I think that would go down quite well. You could host it in
People
a zoo.
don't watch theatre. You gotta make this into a movie.
It's true. It's true.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if the Komodo dragons can really translate their stage skills. It obviously, theatre, stage work is a lot different to theatre work, to film work. I don't know how the Komodo dragons would be on film.
Do you have much
I think they're more
experience with
comfortable.
Komodo dragons? Have you trained any yourself?
I knew one once.
I knew
one once. I've got some contacts. I've got an agent specialises in Komodo dragons.
What are Komodo dragons like to work with?
Look, they're not morning people. That's because they're lizards. They like a lot of sun.
But I feel as actors, they're pretty wooden.
It's a bit rude. I think that's a bit rude. How many Komodo... What's the Komodo Dragon Diversity Program like here on 24 News? Have you ever...
Oh, I think we've got some in the mailing
Have you ever
room.
worked with a Komodo Dragon? Are they only on the payroll?
Look,
No,
to get to this level...
Of course not.
To get to this level of the news industry, you've got to get past a lot of different lizards. And
none of them happen to be Komodo dragons.
Look, it was the 90s. It wasn't an equal opportunities workplace.
Discussing reptile every day. So there's Samantha back.
I think Samantha likes you. Look, she's got relax.
Oh, lovely to meet you, Samantha. Don't.
I just want to shake its hand.
You've done really well.
Done really well, Samantha. Thank you. What else have you got in your zookeeper bag for us today?
Got another
Jemima?
animal?
You want to see another one?
Can I hold it?
You want to see another one? All right.
I want to.
No, it's
something
all
a
right.
squeeze.
No?
It's all right.
I'm safe now.
I can give you a bag of crackers to squeeze, Peter. How about that?
I'm not meant to see that. It's not a thing.
Thing that I.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Is that a
wow,
snake
cool.
or a hamster?
That's kind of perhaps Samantha and the other one. Bread in your bag, I think. So we've got a fairy snake happening here.
Yeah.
What's its name?
This is Gregory.
Gregory.
Gregory. He's a
Mink.
No, he's
What
from
is a
Africa.
mink?
Where'd you find Gregory, Jemima?
I inherited him. He's from a collection. He's from a very exclusive collection. He's a bit fancy. He speaks received pronunciation. He's got a degree from Oxford.
How does a mink get a degree from Oxford?
Do you have a degree from Oxford?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
No,
you
he
don't.
doesn't.
I do.
You
I
don't. I don't think you're qualified to be asking that question.
I've actually got a personal
got you
hobby
there,
of
Peter.
collecting degrees from every university around the world. I go to people's houses, I see their degree on the wall,
to him.
I take them, I keep them.
Listen, can you hear this, Gregory? Can you hear that? I don't think Gregory's very impressed.
What's Gregory's favourite food? What does he like to eat?
Oh gosh. He likes hors d'oeuvres. He's a bit of a fiend for brunch. He likes an eggs benny. Does Gregory?
Very nice.
I don't expect you to understand Gregory's sophisticated tastes.
See, I've got a question here.
Yeah.
Now, your snake had jaundice because it was malnourished, and you're feeding your mink eggs Benedict. Why weren't you feeding your snake eggs Benedict?
Doesn't like eggs Benedict.
No, I have to say, Jemima, that for once I agree with Peter. He's got a point here. You're not feeding your animals.
Hollandaise is too rich for her.
They're kind of human foods a bit.
She's only
They are
on
a little bit-
cucumber
little bit
sandwiches
human
at the
foods.
moment. She'll only eat off little. She'll only eat
Look,
anything that's cut up into triangles. It's not my. She's picky.
You seem like an irresponsible person that nobody likes.
I like Jemima.
I could learn to love you.
Look, you're doing really well, Jemima. This is
How does one become a freelance zookeeper?
Oh, the whole world's a zoo, isn't it? You've just got to, find some animals that you click with. Get their numbers.
So you're saying
them around.
woke up and decided one day that you were a zookeeper, or do you have prior training?
When did you wake up and decide to be a filthy sex pest?
You don't. You don't decide that. It decides on you.
Can you tell them to pull this fly up, please?
Pull your fly up, Peter.
There's no zip here.
There is.
There's no buttons.
Sorry about that.
If it comes out, it comes out.
There you go.
Anyway, we got. I mean, the real most cutting question that we have today is, what's your phone number?
Don't answer that.
And what are you doing tonight?
I've got a wife. I love me wife.
There you go. Oh, I see. Well, you're one of those, are you?
Is your wife a fan of the show?
I didn't realise we let those kind of people on our show, to be honest, Mr. Producer Man. I'll be having words with you later.
It's terrible. I was told this is a wholesome family program.
That's exactly right, it is.
Did you read your contract? You're meant to be wholesome, family,
Straight, white, and...
sexually available to me.
No.
This is disgusting. I was told you had a keen interest in wildlife.
We do. Just not in lesbian.
I was told you had a keen interest in snakes, but
In cement.
yeah. Well,
My Eastern Brown with jaundice.
okay, what's your wife's phone number, and what is she doing tonight?
I think that's all we have time for this morning with Jemima McTavish, freelance zookeeper. Thanks for coming on the show this morning, Jemima.
I'll meet you in the dressing room. So now I think our weather boy
Where the fuck is
might
Flip?
finally fucking be here, and we might finally know what the weather is like, because there's no
It'd be
way
really nice to get a weather
tell.
update in here, Flip. We thought you had been the
There
victim
is
of
no
youth
way to tell
violence, you bastard.
what is
Honestly,
happening in the sky
you had me
without a
real
man
stressed.
to tell you. There's no such thing as
We
a
don't
window.
have windows in here. We have
I
no
mean,
idea. It's like working in a shopping
I
centre.
personally
You don't know what the weather's doing.
I don't go outside in case it's got some kind of atmosphere that
For
can
a
be
morning
filtered.
jog along the Brisbane River every single morning, Peter. It's very refreshing. Highly recommended.
How do you do that? I mean, I would think that you go for a swim in the Brisbane River.
No, like a walk
you can't-
along the side on the pathway. You can't swim in the Brisbane River.
They
It's
built a
literally-
pathway?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. It's pretty great.
Anyway,
Ah,
here with
Flip
the weather
Stapleton.
is Flip.
Weather. Did you even look outside today?
Nah.
Well, before I came into the studio, I did Flip, but I assume it must have changed a little.
Well, guess what? It's not snowing.
Not snowing in Brisbane. Wow.
Why not?
That's great. Good update.
It's not raining. It doesn't rain in Brisbane either.
What kind of weather are we having today?
Good weather!
Really?
Good weather!
How would you
It
describe
kinda
it?
isn't shit. It's good
You know,
weather.
you're awfully hostile for someone who's late for work, Flip. I'm very disappointed in you. I'm not angry, I'm disappointed.
I can't predict the weather, okay?
You don't need to predict it, you just need to...
I
you know,
thought your fucking
report
job
on
was
it.
predicting weather.
The weather just tells me what happens, and I just roll with it, okay?
Fucking hell.
It's a nice
So-
day outside, don't ruin this for me, okay?
Okay, but there was an asteroid that crashed earlier today.
Today we
Good
did have
report on that.
reports of an asteroid, which is terrible.
Do you wanna tell our viewers a bit about that asteroid, Flip?
Well, an asteroid came out of the sky recently in New Farm. This has been quite concerning for a lot of us. A fair few people have died. I'm not one of them. Have you?
I don't think so.
How big was the asteroid?
About, this big.
Who died?
Who died? John Howard. It wasn't like related,
Tragic.
but like it
Wait, the prime minister, or just the guy who has the name John Howard and was all like, "Oh yeah, that's my name," when John Howard was prime minister?
Oh shit! No, sorry, I get them confused. It was probably just that guy.
Yeah. Oh, jeez, he was a nice guy.
The former Prime
he was.
Minister
He was
isn't
my
dead,
mailman.
but a man by the name of John Howard has been reported dead
Yeah.
from the asteroid that
Oh,
landed in New
fucking
Farm this
Jono.
morning.
Yeah, terrible. And also his neighbor, Kevin.
Kev.
Kev. Yeah, Kev, great guy.
Was there a fire?
Was there a fire?
How did the asteroid manage to kill 2 people?
Well, asteroid came down. He wasn't taking any prisoners. Got out his gloves, started, provoking the old man, and old man just couldn't really handle this young upstart just coming in and just wanting to just, attack with him. So
Are we still talking about asteroids, or are we talking about the youth violence going on in the city here?
oh, asteroids.
Asteroid.
Oh, I thought you meant a steroid. Sorry, my bad. Anyway, so asteroids. Yeah, it's about that big, I think.
Well,
Hang on, I'll draw one for you. It's like that.
That big?
Like that big. Yeah.
That big.
Yeah, about that big.
About that big. You can
about
see
the
that.
size of a pea. This
pea.
asteroid.
I think P's bigger.
Yeah, P's a bit bigger.
Yeah.
And what's that
Pea,
then?
that's
The size of the
Um,
eraser on the end of a pencil.
I'd say like the
belly button length.
maybe. I was about to say a chickpea, but that's bigger than a pea.
Yeah,
isn't it?
chickpeas are bigger.
Yeah.
Check your peas, man.
I mean.
Well,
Check fucking
thanks
peas.
so much for that weather update, Flip. We'd like it a bit earlier next time, but
Yeah,
Oof.
next time.
Flip Stapleton, the weather boy.
Perfect.
Coming up later in the show, we have a interview with the politician Jeremy Jefferson. I don't know where he stands on anything. And also we have a beauty blogger named Charity Howell. I don't know what that job is. And we have a interview with a millennial named Corey, also coming up. But first, a report about the Disney company trying to copyright the Bible.
Ah, we all know Disney, that's for sure. Mickey Mouse.
Stories that we've enjoyed since childhood. But now, the Noah's Ark, Exodus Men, and Justice League film franchises find themselves on the brink of a lengthy and expensive legal battle, as Disney has now secured exclusive rights to the Bible. We all know and love the Bible. The stories that we've enjoyed since childhood. But now, the Noah's Ark, Exodus Men, and Justice League film franchises find themselves on the brink of a lengthy and expensive legal battle, as Disney has now secured exclusive rights to the Bible cinematic universe. Bob Iger, Disney's CEO, had this to say in an interview today.
It's beyond me why I can't have the sole rights to the Bible. I mean, we're good people here at Disney. We're just trying to entertain you. Why can't I have the sole rights to these stories that were passed down from generation to generation and are the cornerstone of our shared culture? I mean, I just think the Pope should pay me money.
We have received reports that Disney has sent private detectives to Catholic Mass to ensure that the priest is not making references to the biblical universe. In another bold move, Disney has requested of the Italian government that the Pope be extradited from the Vatican for trial for breach of copyright.
These motherfuckers!
Scores of teenagers are now writing to the Vatican demanding that they pay Disney in hopes of expediting the release of the next film in the franchise Jesus League Reckoning.
I don't understand why the church exists. They don't teach history in high school because it's like not important anymore.
How will our children learn the difference between right and wrong without these movies that have been written and produced by famous rapists and sexual predators? I, for one, am worried about the next generation. What do you think? Is Disney more powerful than the Catholic Church? Tweet us your response now.
We heard how much you love Fatas burgers, but what if you could eat 2 of our burgers at the same
time? Introducing the Grand Fatas! It's a burger within a burger! That's right! Bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, and mayo. Bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, and bread. It's the Grand Fatas! Still hungry? It's a double Grand Fatas! Bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, bread, and bread. It's a double Grand Fatas! Not enough for you? Then grab a triple Grand Fatas! Bread, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, and mayo, bread, 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 and bread. It's the triple Grand Fatas. Only $14.95. No, still hungry? Then grab a quadruple Grand Fatas. Lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, onions, mayo, onions, mayo, onions, mayo, onions, mayo.
Welcome back to the morning news. I'm Tracy Appleton.
And I'm Peter Nile. We just heard a report about Disney copyrighting the Bible. Now, you know, I'm a big fan of Disney, so I absolutely don't understand why the Catholic Church has to, you know, have the Bible to themselves.
I'm a big fan of both. I mean, personally, I grew up with the Bible, and my children grew up with a mix of Disney and the Bible, but, I mean... It would, I think Disney aren't the worst company to own the Bible. There's certainly worse companies I could see the Bible in the hands of. Don't you agree?
Yeah, like DreamWorks. Can you imagine?
Hey, not good.
DreamWorks did, like, Prince of Egypt or something.
Oh.
God.
Well, that is a thing they did, didn't they?
What?
Yeah, no, that's already happened.
What?
Unfortunately, that's real.
Oh my
There's
God.
another one. Atlantis. Was that a Bible story?
I believe Atlantis is a Bible story.
They also covered Atlantis. Atlantis, Prince of Egypt, there was a trilogy. What was the third one?
Shrek.
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 The 3 principal stories of the Bible. The DreamWorks managed to fuck up big time. Oop.
I'm a big fan
Pardon my French.
of the story of Shrek and the his journey from the swamp going into the castle, befriending donkeys along the way. It's been a big inspiration to me in my life. Like, I don't judge any woman for her appearance because I know at midnight they all look the same. I just can't see, you know, any other company making a better version of Shrek than Disney. They would definitely improve it by
potentially yes. Make it a bit more family friendly. I disagree with some of the
give them some
of
big
the bit
eyes.
more risque bits of Shrek there, like the one you just mentioned. But overall,
See
it's
that
not so
one
bad.
with the dragon?
Not so bad.
How there's that giant dragon and the really small donkey, and they had babies.
I think about that sometimes. I do, and I wonder about the effect that scene had on my children. Speaking of political correctness, we have a politician on the show this morning.
Jeremy Jefferson.
Jeremy Jefferson! Everyone please welcome Jeremy Jefferson to the show. Hi there.
Hello, Tracy. Thank you for having me.
No worries, Jeremy.
So, Jeremy, is that your real name?
Yes, it is.
Are you sure? Because I found out my real name wasn't Peter last week. I was shocked.
What is your real name?
I don't have a name. My parents never filled in the birth certificate. They just left it blank.
So, Jeremy, when is the next election coming up? What date is the election where you'll be wanting voters to vote for you?
Well, the exact date is kept a secret, of course. We don't have a set date yet. The Premier and the Prime Minister both have to get permission from the Governor. But we are expecting an election coming up next year.
Oh, next year. So you've got a bit of time to wow the community.
Yes, that's right.
Impress them a bit into voting for you. So what do you mean? What do you mean policies?
Well, I'm a member of the Australian Progressives Party. So we're all about investing money in free education and job training programs. Which
I'm confused. How do you make money by giving things away for free?
Well, we're not giving things away for free.
You just said you're giving away education for free.
Well, we're investing in education for everyone. So
how do you know they're not just going to get educated and then continue to be dole bludgers, accepting things for free as they did with their education?
Oh well, they won't. No, well they can go and study engineering or the arts or
the arts.
Fuck that. Can you study the arts?
Well, yes. It's
Are you telling me that there are some people who get paid just to talk about movies?
Well, not just movies. I mean, and not talk about movies, but they make
isn't that what the
movies,
arts means? It means movies, right?
Well, the arts sector.
The arts means movies. Making movies out there. We don't need a bunch of young people trying to do that too.
Well, you do, considering that
don't we have enough movies to watch? Isn't Netflix and Stan full enough without more people trying to make them?
Well, if you want some variety, then you'll want some more filmmakers out there. And
well, there's Disney, like we just said. Disney, is all you need.
Not everyone wants to watch Disney or those, UFO conspiracy shows on Netflix. We want to have a wide range of filmmakers producing work, which appeals to more people. And
I thought there was only one kind of movie. It was
income.
Disney.
No.
Like the arts is just Disney.
No. There's more than that. It's much more than that.
Like what?
Oh well, there's drama. There's Shakespeare. People like to watch televised versions of Shakespeare.
I don't know what kind of
weird
thing you're into, but like I'm pretty sure Australians don't want to watch
so other than handing out
people shaking
that's
spears.
All right. That's your opinion, and that's perfectly valid. But there are a lot of people out there who do.
Other than handing out free arts degrees, what else do you plan on?
Well, we want to improve the NBN.
What is that?
The internet.
Yeah.
The internet's.
National Broadband Network.
People don't use the internet.
I use the internet. That would be really nice. Yeah.
Well, people do use the internet, and
but only nerds.
Well, not only nerds, but
mostly nerds.
But everyone, mums and dads, even grandma and grandpa use the internet now. And,
what would they use the internet for?
Well, to do their shopping, to communicate with their friends.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there because they have shops. You can just go.
Well, yes, you can do that, but you have the option of shopping from home. Again, it's options. It's having things there for everyone.
We saw a story this morning on youth violence and baby thieves, Jeremy. What's your stance on abortion?
Oh, well, it's a right, isn't it? I mean, No. I'm a member of the Progressives Party, and we believe that, if you're really against it, if you don't want one, then don't get one. But for those of people out there who
so you're going to
who need one for whatever medical reason or
you're going to
any
just
other valid
enforce
reason,
mandatory abortions.
Well, we're going to decriminalise it and legalise it, and
make sure people get them.
I was very pro-life and very devout pro-life until this morning about the baby thief story. And now they're mandatory. It seems to be
I
one
think
or the other.
The thing that's going to win you
abortions, everyone gets
the election is getting rid of children, because we don't need
it's too many people.
Any people.
Yeah, it's enough people.
Well, in your case, I mean, you're not going to be newsreaders forever, are you? I mean, you're going to need.
No, I'm going to be.
someone
Yeah,
to.
She's going to be fired
take
next week.
over
I'm going to be a
one
newsreader
day,
forever.
and you'll need junior reporters. So.
No, we don't.
Well, all right, fine. if that's what you want, then.
So you're saying you're not going to do anything to get rid of young people?
No, of course not. No, young people are very important.
Controversial, Jeremy, controversial. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh, well, I see myself as a democratically elected member of Brisbane Central, or McConnell as it's now known as, representing the people of Brisbane for the world.
Brisbane for the world.
Yes.
So this is world government? I don't understand how the government works.
No. It's, you know, act locally, think globally, that kind of thing. We you know, look after our own backyards and implement policies that improve things, and then we use that as an example to help the poor in poorer countries and things like that. And
poor, that old chestnut.
Do we need poor people?
They're poor because, you know, it's their own fault.
Well, we don't need people to be poor.
Right, so we should just round them up, stick them in a camp, is what you're saying?
No, we
get them out of the way?
Invest in universities and schools and hospitals to have them integrate into society and generate their own opportunities.
Bold move there, Jeremy.
Are you talking about, like, breeding them to create better poor people?
No. Well, no. We're just going to provide housing and jobs, and which is what everyone.
You're going to give them away for free?
No, we're not giving them away.
It sounds like you're providing them with homes and
providing.
You know, I mean,
it sounds like you're
Jeremy
just your whole.
Got a lot of stuff to give away. He's got a lot of.
Yeah,
So
are
would
these
you,
your houses that you're giving away for free?
No, not personally. No, not mine. No.
Then whose houses are you going to give away? Because it's not going to be mine.
Well, we're not giving away houses. We're hiring construction workers and to build the infrastructure, to build the houses and housing complexes.
Where are you getting the money to hire all these builders?
Well, this is taxpayer money, but this is something
So
we
we're paying
all
for it.
contribute to.
No, we're not paying for it. We don't pay
Yeah, we're-
taxes.
No, I think we do.
I don't pay taxes.
I think you do.
Why does that not surprise me at all?
Unless you're a company or something, you know, I'm pretty sure you do.
No.
This guy.
You don't need to pay taxes. That's only poor people need to pay taxes. That's a well-known thing.
All right, but if you want them to pay taxes
So
in
you're-
the first place, they have to have a job, don't they?
Well, okay, you're just going in a circular logic here because you're wanting poor people to pay for their own houses.
Well, everyone to pay for their own housing.
Yeah, but not
everyone
me.
to be able to afford housing.
Wouldn't it be cheaper just to, like, hire tents?
Tents? That's almost like a house.
Well,
Close enough.
well, no, it isn't. No, I mean, would you like living in a tent?
Australia's
no,
pretty
I
nice
didn't
weather
think
for camping.
so.
It's not bad.
Sunny?
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. That's pretty ridiculous. Let's face it.
So you're saying you're not going to house poor people?
Well, we are.
You've just
but
done
not
a
in
complete
tents.
360.
If you had a motto as a politician, what would it be, Jeremy? One line that summed up your policies.
For Brisbane and the world.
What does that
Like it,
mean?
No, like it. Do another one. Do another one.
No, well, it means that, you know, we're
You need
looking
to-
after the people of Brisbane and
Look, we're-
and then use that example to help people in other
If we can do one thing for you here today, is fix that fucking motto, because that is disgusting.
That's pretty bad. What about Jeremy Jefferson giving away free things?
Well, we're not giving away free things. We're investing.
Jeremy Jefferson.
You get that money back
Kill the
when
poor.
you invest
Kill the
something.
poor.
You
Kill the poor.
Jeremy Jefferson, tents aren't so bad.
No, it's just no. It's not going to happen.
All right. So other than giving away free arts degrees and making poor people live in tents, what are your other policies, Jeremy? What would you like to see happen in Brisbane on a local scale?
Well, free universal health care. I mean, I know
Free
I know
everything,
we
this
already
guy.
have that in Australia, but we wish to bring back bulk billing because it's going out of fashion now.
But how do doctors make money if they're just giving away healthcare for free?
Oh well, then they're not giving it away for free. We reimburse them for it. The government, the people, the taxpayers.
So we're just doing what you're doing already and paying for healthcare.
Well, yes. I mean, you're already paying for your taxes, so...
Why not just lower taxes and make people pay doctors?
Well, no, because then...
People do get sick more than others, and if you get sick, it's probably because you're doing something fucked up, and then it's your own fault.
No, well, it's no one's fault if they get sick.
It's absolutely your fault if you get
It's kind of
sick.
their fault a bit. I mean, if
Wash
you,
your hands.
If you eat your veggies, wash your hands, and get a good 10 hours sleep each night, you never get sick. Just like me.
Never.
I'm a fit as a fiddle.
Well, yeah, it doesn't work like that. It
Absolutely works like that. Name me one sickness that isn't caused because of your own fault.
We also learnt this morning that meth can cure pretty much everything. What do you say to that?
We're putting tax dollars into meth.
You watch the news?
Yeah, of course I watch the news. I keep up with... I'm on social
'Cause it's
media.
free, right? You watches it 'cause it's free.
Who watches the news?
I connect with my voters through those...
I don't think you're
humorous-
connected with the world at all.
humorous internet memes.
Are
and-
you up to date with Netflix? I don't think you have
well,
Netflix
yes, I
if you're
am.
watching
yes,
the news.
I do, yes, I have.
How do you have time for the news?
Well, of course I have to
What's
watch
your
the
favourite
news.
show on
to-
Netflix, Jeremy?
Oh, my favourite show is David Attenborough's Planet Earth series. I think it's absolutely wonderful.
Well,
What's that about?
Well, it's helping to get the message out there of conservation of our natural places, and to.
I
look
think
after
David
the-
Attenborough is old enough. Like, he doesn't need to be conserved anymore.
Well, no, not him personally. Talking about
What's it
the
about?
animals and the environment.
What would the voters, what could they know about you that shows them that you're just like that? As a politician, you're human, just like them.
Oh well, I like doing ordinary things, as well as I'm not just a
What are your
politician.
hobbies? What are your hobbies outside of politics,
Oh
Jeremy?
well, I like going bird watching up in the Brisbane Ranges, going bushwalking.
What was the last bird you saw?
It was a blue-eyed fig bird.
Wow.
Yes.
Blue. See, the last one I saw was a redhead.
I don't think there is a redhead.
A large-breasted redhead. I love bird watching.
Large-breasted redhead. I haven't heard of that one.
We should go bird watching sometime. and
Oh
just-
yes, well I think that would be
Yeah.
that would be nice. Yes, that would be a good photo opportunity and.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just talk about all the birds we see.
Yes, I think that'll be lovely.
Try and touch some of them.
Oh. Oh.
I know sometimes it's hard. They just flutter away so quickly.
That's right.
Single
Yes,
day.
they do.
Deal
yes.
with this
That's
every
why you-
single day.
Yes, you've got to be quiet about it and patient.
If you weren't a politician, what would you want to be? Professional bird watcher, perhaps?
Oh well, that's the dream, isn't it?
Can you get paid for that?
I don't know. Maybe a bird photographer. Maybe taking photos of birds and
You're right.
getting them published.
You're right. There are some really good magazines out there. I should hook you up.
Bird watching magazines.
Yeah.
Wonderful. That sounds great.
I think we found a level here where. What a
Well,
dick.
Yeah, he was alright. I mean, I wouldn't, but to each their own.
Anyway, now we got a fresh report coming up about
Breaking news.
donuts.
Donuts.
Donuts. I like donuts, personally.
And in local news, we've got a case of donut crime. As formerly booming neat sweet treat business Pastry Time has landed itself in hot syrup after a series of shady business dealings. Imagine that. The local entrepreneur at the head of the enterprise is currently doing all he can to bail out his flailing business after a series of unpaid loans caused him to be sued by his entire family, including his 6-year-old niece Samantha and his French bulldog Bossy. It caused the closure of what was a thriving line of Brisbane businesses, including the popular bar Alfred and Constance, the Uncle Fester Street Bakery, and the popular steakhouse Lace Struggles. In its heyday, Pastry Time held a special place in the hearts of Brisbane people, as it was delicious and nutritious. For just $20 a piece, you could buy a donut pumped with Nutella, caramel syrup, a full English breakfast, or, in a controversial recent release, that screw it, let's just put in some cocaine. Donut proved extremely popular. Towards the beginning of the end for the chain, workers have made claims of unfair treatment and unpaid wages.
When they started to pay the staff in donuts, we ran into a flour shortage. They told us to make do by grinding the bones of our children to make the bread. I should have cared more at the time, but I mean, when you're in the factory, there's so much cocaine. You can go years without sleep.
I've given myself heart disease by only eating donuts for the past year. My doctor says if I can't find the money for a new heart, I'll either have to steal one or die. My manager at Pastry Time told me that I wouldn't be getting money anymore because it's legal to pay me in donuts. Don't get me wrong, I love that business model. But now that I do need money, it's become a real problem.
Former customers have registered their distress at the closure of their favourite outlets, and we've been witnessing many scenes of harrowing withdrawal as wild-eyed sugar fiends raid dumpsters for the last remains of Pastry Time. Others, however, have realised that they can just go to Coles, buy a litre jar of Nutella and eat it with a spoon. I'm the reporter formerly known as Cheryl, signing out from Fortitude Valley.
Wow.
Guess
Donuts.
we can't get donuts anymore.
Well, it's probably for the best. They are not very good for you. I'd recommend a diet of fruits, vegetables, meats, and carbohydrates.
Do you eat
for
any
the
pastries?
Solid food pyramid.
Any pastries at all?
Oh, I try to cut down on those, Peter. I like to keep in good shape.
Well, what do you eat for breakfast, if not donuts?
Bertram muesli and a glass of water
How do you wake up?
with some yoga.
Yoga. Is that a...
No, it's physical exercise.
Oh, yeah. Physical exercise.
No, it's
Yoga.
it's like stretching. Anyway,
Yeah.
how do you wake up then, Peter?
I just, you know, I put on this, like a long song, put the headphones in. When the song's ended, I wake up. 2-3 minutes. Good sleep, I have a 4-minute nap. Then I wake up, back at it again. Coffee, on the go. You don't need to eat donuts. You don't need to eat at all.
You don't need to eat donuts, but you do need to eat for nutritional value and for your health.
Yeah, but once you got those
If you
nutrients,
want to keep yourself looking fresh, then I'd recommend.
stop eating, stop pooping, stop going to the toilet.
Actually, we have some good tips on how to keep yourself in good form. We've got a special guest on the show who is quite good at makeup. Has her own makeup blog. Please welcome Charity Howe. Good morning.
Hello.
Wow.
Ooh.
Looking stunning.
There's lights.
Oh, yep.
All right, let's all get selfies.
Yep.
Sorry, they're really
young people.
Gets
At least it's better than being violent, I suppose.
Beautiful. Can you just move out of it actually a bit? This is just for me. I will lose followers if I post. Ooh, yes. Ooh.
What? There's two going at once.
I'm sorry.
How are you this morning, Charity?
I'm feeling great. It's really lovely to be here. Oh my goodness.
Yes. Well, I hear you're famous on the webs, on the internet.
I am a little bit famous. It's been really nice to get such support from all my followers. It's just so lovely to log in every day and see how many people love me and my work.
Is that your original face?
Oh, that's a bit rude. Does it look like my original face? Do I look natural? Do I look beautiful?
Looks nice.
You look beautiful.
Yeah, you look very nice, Charity.
That's what they tell me.
So, is this your signature look?
This is my fancy night face. I thought I know this is Good Morning Brisbane, but I thought I'd give you a little bit of fancy night.
Hey, I've still got my night face on. So what's your phone number?
Ooh.
Don't
I can give you my Instagram. You can chuck it a follow, or I can give you my YouTube. I can give you the list of my social media platforms.
Email?
But I can't give you my personal Instagram. I do have an agent you can contact that deals exclusively.
Oh,
with...
I get it. How much?
What's your favourite shade of lipstick, Jemima? That one you got on, that's a nice kind of red.
Yeah. This is Scarlet Crime. It was quite expensive. I think it brings out my eyes.
Nice. Yes, very nice.
Yeah,
When
it's
did
not blood.
How long have you been a makeup artist for?
Feels like my whole life, really. I used to sit at the breakfast table when I was 3 years old and make sure that my cheekbones really stuck out by smearing my porridge into them to create a kind of a prosthetic contour layer. I've experimented with tomato sauce from age 5 to just really make my jawline pop. In the playground, I was disciplined for...
So just so our audience knows, you're older than 18?
I'm 19.
Yeah, you are.
Yep. So, are those stick-on eyelashes you got there?
What does it look like? You be the judge.
Yeah.
Something's definitely stuck on there.
They're mink.
Oh!
This used to be alive.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
And now it's living its best life on me. I bet this mink never thought it would be on national television.
So, tell us about the other parts of your makeup. Let's start from the head down. What's your hair?
What's my hair? This used to be, this is actually a little bit of Farlap.
Farlap.
I got very lucky. My agent reached out to another agent who reached out to another agent that got me wearing what used to be the mane of one of the most famous racehorses in Australia.
That's quite impressive. Quite impressive.
I'm the best destination for it with 300k followers.
Okay, let's move on to your forehead. Where'd that come from?
My forehead. This was kindly donated. You know, those poor girls over in Russia, you know, they can't really earn a living wage, so they have to donate bits of their body to, you know, the more fortunate who can afford to pay. And, you know, this one poor Russian peasant had a better forehead than me. So I just, you know, I saw a photo in one of those charity videos, thought I had to have it, and, you know, I bought her forehead.
What about your eyebrows? Where'd they come from?
My eyebrows. These are caterpillars that have been flattened over a period of about 5 or 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you ever wonder if they're just going to bloom into butterflies while they're on your face?
Please don't touch me. I like to think of myself as the butterfly, to be honest.
That's a nice message.
Have
Enough
you ever-
makeup, you can bloom from an ugly caterpillar into a beautiful butterfly.
You may get there yet.
So your eyelashes, are they another kind of animal?
I already said that.
We went with the mink eyelashes, remember?
Mink.
You should pay attention.
Eyeballs?
Maybe you can have as many followers as me. I know they're my own.
Peter is the follower.
Baby, I got.
Because you do have to remember, you are also beautiful just the way you are, and you know, I choose
It's a
to
lovely
go,
message for the
I
little
choose
ones.
to go a little bit body posy, a little bit au naturel today, and I'm wearing my own eyeballs.
Oh, very
You know,
nice.
it's just to show that you can be okay, you can be beautiful just the way you are.
I had no idea that makeup had
It's pretty
developed.
brave of me. I know it's
Very
pretty
brave. Let's
brave.
get a big hand for Jemima wearing her own. Charity. Well
Brave.
done.
Brave.
Brave charity, Hal.
What about your nose?
Oh, my nose. Oh, it's new.
It's new.
Got it in this morning. That's been handcrafted by you know Ron Muick. He did a Goma. My nose is actually gonna there's gonna be an exhibition of my old noses in Goma.
What's Goma?
Goma, it's the
Not
gallery
the art
of
gallery in
art.
South Bank, Peter.
The desert.
Nope, the art gallery.
It's here, right?
Wait, there are lots of brown people there, right?
Gallery of Modern Art. No, it's white people only.
It's
It's not even wheelchair accessible, which is great. You don't have to, you know, nothing in the way.
I must be
No one wants to go
mistaken.
to art gallery to see disabled.
Yeah.
Oh no.
What about your mouth?
About my
Walk us
mouth?
through all of these.
All of my teeth.
Yeah.
It's been a big old journey finding each of my teeth. These are vintage porcelain. These are all from toilets used by Queen Victoria. You know, a little bit of vintage, hashtag true vintage, hashtag vintage of the day. Yeah.
Lovely.
It's really nice. So where do you see yourself in 5 years as a makeup artist, Charity?
Charity?
I'm sorry they do that sometimes. It's a little bit crazy. Well, if the night feedings pay off, I will rise to be one of the most powerful.
Sorry.
The night feedings.
The night feedings.
Talk about that.
Is this a beauty blogger event?
It's yeah.
Is this
I
where,
guess you could say that.
Are you saying there's an event where there's a lot of women who look like you? The night feedings?
Hey, this is my night look for the night feedings. So the night feedings, you have to find yourself virgin's blood. For the dawn feedings, it can just be any regular old sort of blood. Goat's blood, infant blood, I guess, goat's blood,
What do you use the
pensioner
virgin
blood.
for?
It's just a poor kind of soaking ritual.
People pay good money for that.
It's just a poor soaking kind of ritual to keep yourself pure and nice.
Because all my children were IVF, so I could actually donate some blood if they, they need it.
My own mother doesn't recognize me after it.
Wow, that's
I'm very proud.
Quite impressive.
So I was told you were going to do a makeup tutorial for us
Ooh,
today.
Absolutely. This is.
I thought that was a wallet. It's full of makeup.
No, I wouldn't travel anywhere without it. So these are all my beautiful products.
Walk us through each of your tools, one by one.
Well, this is just a simple.
Could you do a bit of makeup on me, Charity? Could I be a blank canvas for you?
Well, yeah, you should really start wearing a little bit of makeup. You're looking a little bit flushed out.
I've been fully made up by the studio this morning,
Oh,
Charity.
my goodness.
Let's walk through it.
Oh.
What's this tool you're using?
Oh, so many ridges. It's like looking at Mount Kosciuszko.
I thought that's what contouring was
Thank you very
about.
much.
Making those contours
Oh.
more steep and more
Oh,
up and down.
I don't know where to start.
like the hills.
I think I'm just gonna sign my name right on your forehead so they know I've been here. And just leave it at that. I just
That definitely improves things.
Wow! How do I look? Do I look ready to go out on the town?
You've got my mark upon you now.
Oh, wonderful.
So what
you, Charity.
what do you use this for?
That is a fully layered lip liner.
Fully layered lip liner.
Yeah, you have to use acid to take it off.
I see.
It's got that real staying power.
And what's
It's a big
this?
old bucket of acid.
This tool.
That was the one she just signed her name on my face.
Is this a biro?
Yeah, that's never gonna come off.
Oh,
No.
lovely.
Tattoo pen.
Yeah.
Tattoo pens, the way of the future. The time is now.
What about these brushes you've got here? You got a few different sizes. What do you use each of them for?
This is for really ugly people. This is for slightly less ugly people, and this is for people that look all right.
What do you use?
What do I use? I use this. I use all of these.
So would you say
Use all
that
my-
sometimes you're really ugly?
Haven't seen me on an ugly day. I can get really ugly. We all
What
can.
day of the week is usually ugly day?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday's ugly day. Tuesday's ugly day. I don't leave the house.
You don't. What do you do?
Oh, I don't
don't
go
leave the
to
house.
bed. I stay in the bathtub and I scream. I scream and I scream.
Do you find that therapeutic, Charity?
Yes.
I
Thank
see.
you for that display.
So you're going to do the makeup tutorial.
Yes.
Would you like
Yes.
to? What,
this is.
What are you applying to your face now?
This is the virgin blood.
The virgin blood.
This is just the virgin blood.
And what does this do?
Well,
Can you buy that at Sephora?
Oh, if you're in the VIP club, and you just get a little bit of blood,
I
and
think
you
if I showed them this signature on my forehead, they could let me into the
you
VIP
can
club.
always try. You can always try. You just get a little bit of blood, and you just.
So you're just rubbing blood on your face.
It's really good.
And this is a thick coating of blood. And it's good for your skin? It's good for your skin?
It's good for your skin?
Charity? think she's broken.
I think that's all we have time for this morning.
Technical difficulties.
Welcome back to the morning news. I'm Tracy Appleton.
And I'm Peter Nile.
We just had a makeup artist.
And it was very interesting and entertaining.
A little weird.
So up next we have an interview with a millennial person named Corey. And here he is.
Welcome to the show, Corey.
Welcome.
Yeah, that's my boy. That's my boy, Corey.
Yeah, Brad.
Yeah.
So,
got a fan in the studio audience.
Oh yeah, it's my boy Brad.
Nice.
Right. So
Corey.
Yeah. What's it like being young?
Oh, bro, it's really cool, eh? You know, I can just like go out and like just like do like really like skit shit, and then people is just like, you know, like boys will be boys and shit, and it's just like, yeah, I'm a boy, and I'll be a boy.
You're a boy.
Do you yeet, Corey?
Do I yeet? Oh, fucking all day, man. Like.
Could you give us an example?
Of like yeeting?
Yeah.
Oh
Could you
fuck.
yeet
Okay.
for us?
Sure, I didn't prepare anything for this, but fuck. Okay. Hang on. Am I in shot? Okay. Hang on. This is gonna be
this way a bit.
This is gonna be fucking scucks. Hang on. Hang on.
I don't know what yeeting is. What's gonna happen? I heard the term on the street. Now I'm regretting it.
Oh!
Yeah, my boy, that was gnarly as you, mate.
Yeah, cheers, bruh.
So, what we just saw, that was the complete yeet.
Oh, that was, it wasn't textbook NAS, but it was like, you know, it was still like within the confines of...
An abridged yeet?
Yeah, it was like an abridged yeet, you know, as like Noam Chomsky would say, you know, that...
Well done, Corey. So, how would you respond to the claims of youth violence that are happening on the streets of Brisbane?
It's pretty fucked, eh? You know, like, I go out and whenever I, like, start shit in the valley now, everyone's too much of a pussy to fucking swing back, eh? It's fucking bullshit. Like, I used to be able to, like, go to Retros, get some fucking cocktails on the cheapo, and then, like, just start any cunt, but now I just, like...
How old are you, Corey?
Uh, 18 and a quarter.
Okay. So you're still technically a youth?
I mean, I'm still in school.
In school? Which school?
No.
The Valley High School, I believe, we had on your report.
Valley High School?
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah, I guess that is technically a school. I mean, I'd more call it like fucking like learning how to be like sick cunt.
And what do you plan on doing after you finish school? What are you going to study at uni?
Being a sick cunt. Yeah, dude, it'll be fucking awesome. Like, I think like the world needs more people who are like willing to just be like really scucks, but like really like still like really like humble about it. So like I think like for my like dissertation, is that what they call it? Yeah, for like my dissertation for uni and shit, I'll just be like invent a new word. So it'll be like scucks, but you're humble about it, and I'll call it scumble. Scumble.
Well, Corey, we have you here on the show today to talk about the youth violence problem in Brisbane City. Now, we're getting reports in of young people just wantonly murdering random people on the street, coming out of sewers. Why are young people so violent?
I mean, it just really depends on how young...
Foot off the desk, please, Corey.
Oh, sorry.
It's alright. It's alright.
Yeah, it just like depends on how like young they start. Like I know, like when I came straight out the womb, I used to have a twin brother, but like.
Were you one of the baby thieves, were you, Corey? Is that your beginnings?
Were you a thief as a child?
I mean, yeah, like when I was like in the womb and stuff, I like absorbed my twin brother. So I mean, if that's youth violence, I mean, there you go.
There you go.
Is that how young people are being violent on the street today? Are they absorbing other people?
I mean, you know, that's probably like you ever see that TV show Heroes, where he like eats the guys and they like gets their superpowers? It's probably like what's going on there. You know, like people.
So you're telling us that young people are absorbing the powers.
Yeah, like what they're good at. Like, so if there was like a guy who could like speak Chinese really good, you would like eat him, and then you could also like speak Chinese really good. Yeah, yeah.
If members of society like myself wanted to avoid young members of society like yourself, what areas of Brisbane should they avoid?
Oh fuck. Well, like I know me and the boys, you know, we like going down to the valley and shit, but like, you know, that's pretty okay during the day. I mean, yeah, you just, like, pretty much, like, don't stay in Brisbane, eh? Just go to one of those, like, shitty cities, like, fucking, like, you know, like Geelong or fucking Cairns or you know, one of the ones that all the old people are
Top
at.
cities to avoid youth violence: Geelong and Cairns.
Yeah.
Worst places: Fortitude Valley at night.
Yeah, it's
You heard
good.
it first here on Channel 24 News.
I'm accredited sources.
From from
Accredited
Corey.
source, yeah.
Do you credit your sources, Corey?
Yeah, because I'm the credit of my sources.
You're the credit of your sources.
Yeah, bro. Tomato, mustard.
What's your favorite sauce?
Oh, well, I like a good relish, eh?
Relish?
Yeah,
Relish?
yeah. You know, I mean, that's a bit.
It's a bit fancy for you.
Yeah, I know it's a bit esoteric, eh? But like,
Do you
know.
like hollandaise sauce? Do you like a bit of avocado on toast?
Oh, see, like when I go to the country club with my parents, sometimes I'll have like hollandaise and like some eggs Benedict and shit. But like, you know.
Eggs Benedict.
Do you,
Is this common amongst young people? Do they all like eggs Benedict and hollandaise sauce?
Oh yeah, it's like sort of what's like a millennial tradition, I guess, if you like call it like that. It's like you just wake up, you just make yourself eggs Benny, and then you just like have a nang as well.
So you're saying all young people have breakfast?
Yeah.
What's a nang? Is that like a banana?
Or it's like this fucking it's like the whipped cream fucking canisters, and they're like they got the nitrous oxide, and then you just fill it with a balloon, and you just go.
Oh, he's nagging back.
Oh boy! Yeah, boy.
Could you get me some nangs?
I mean, like, I have to like ask my parents for them because you know, like they make really good. But you know, you can get them from Uber Eats now.
You can get nangs from Uber Eats.
Yeah, like so fucking Night Owl do Uber Eats now. Like I was looking at it the other day, Night Owl. It was like Night Owl Wollongabba in there, so I was like, oh shit, that's pretty scucks, eh? Probably got like an ice break at fucking 1 in the morning, and then like fucking clicked it, and then it was like whipped cream canisters delivery. I was like, holy shit, gotta get fucking nangs delivered to my house. It's fucked, eh?
How would you describe a typical weekend for a youth such as yourself, Corey, other than nangs?
Oh, well, I mean, that is a pretty big part of it, eh? So, I'll like get home, you know, from school or like being sick cunt, you know, and then I'll hop on my computer, you know, and I'll open up like, you know, video game, you know, fucking, have you ever played like Fortnite?
I haven't played video games myself, and my children are banned from playing them, but I am aware they exist.
Oh, they're pretty sick, eh? You should like unban your children so you can like have sick cunts of your own, honestly. I think that'd be cool. But yeah, like, you know, I'll just go home and fucking, you know, pop some zannies, fucking do some nangs, fucking smoke some weed, I don't know, fucking, you know, get some beers with the boys, you know, fucking, yeah, all that kind of shit.
Would you ever take home message for the older people of Brisbane watching this show and thinking you're a bit of a moron, Corey?
I mean, it doesn't fucking matter because at the end of the day, I'm probably going to be here fucking longer than they are. So, you know, fuck them, eh?
The new generation.
Yeah, come on.
Let's cut to an ad break.
What's for breakfast?
I made your favorite. Shit!
Yeah!
From the makers of Sawdust, it's shit. It's ever so delicious and so easy to prepare.
I love shit, mommy.
Shit really has it all.
Yeah.
I even eat my own shit.
Smellog shit. Available in crunchy or smooth.
This is the shit!
Hey nerds! You like playing video games? You think it's fun to kill people? It is! But only in the army where you're legally allowed to do it. Sign up now! We'll feed you, clothe you, house you, and give you basic rights that are inaccessible to people who live in the Northern Territory. See the world, kill brown people, play with robots, get PTSD, watch your best friend's head explode, die in the streets homeless, don't get a pension. Sign up now! Get a free engineering degree. Join the army.
Hey, Sonny. Do you want a bicycle?
No.
Do you want the latest and greatest computer game? Do you want a flashy remote-controlled car?
No. No. No.
Then, what do you want, Timmy?
I wanna rock!
Only available at all participating markets. Make databases not stop consumed anywhere near duress. Might cause inflammation of the groin and cause rebellion in the Senate.
We heard how much you love Fatas burgers, but what if you could eat 2 of our burgers at the same
time? Introducing the Bread Fatas! It's a burger within a burger! That's right! Bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, and mayo. Bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, and bread. It's the Bread Fatas! Still hungry? Double Bread Fatas! Bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, bread, and bread. It's the Double Bread Fatas! Not enough for you? Grab a Triple Bread Fatas! Bread, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, and mayo, bread, 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 and bread. It's the Triple Bread Fatas. Only $14.95. No, still hungry? Then grab a Quadruple Bread Fatas. Let's tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, onions, meat, mayo, onions, meat, mayo, onions, meat, mayo.
Crabs, crabs, crabs. You want them? We've got them. Crabs of all shapes and sizes. Big ones, little ones, enormous ones. You want them in a broad variety of colors? We got sand, turquoise, blue. Boil them up and you even got red crab.
I didn't know much about crabs until I went to the beach. I saw one and asked the stranger, "What the fuck is that?" And he looked at me and said, "What the fuck are you, a toddler? It's a goddamn crab." I ate crab at a restaurant once. It wasn't very good.
Crabs! They're everywhere! On the beaches, in your pants. Get them while they're hot. Did someone mention shells? Forget about it. We got hermit crabs, coconut crabs. You want lobsters? Get out of here! Crabs are the focus of this business. Other crustaceans are out!
I never really, gave much thought into crabs until I totally saw this guy yelling about them.
You want crabs? We got crabs. Crabs, 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 crabs. Available now. Available everywhere on Earth. Crabs.
Welcome back to the morning news.
Welcome back.
Did just see my co-presenter snort cocaine on air, and yet he won't get fired. Which is
You can't say that. You can't say that. She didn't say anything.
I just said it. I said it, and I'll stand by it. Also, our special guest appears to have fallen asleep. Young Corey.
Corey! Wake up! Oh my god. Fucking cheap ass studio.
Well, you know.
It's fucking...
So Corey, what kind of music are young people listening to these days?
I don't fucking like all this fucking good shit. Like I just like the fucking shit that goes fucking oots, 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 oots.
Is this Swedish music? Oots?
Yeah, oots means good time in
Good
Danish
time?
actually.
Danish.
You were very close.
Danish music.
Yeah, I studied linguistics at sitcom school. But yeah, like oots just mean have a good time.
Oots.
Yeah.
Could you give us an example? Like how could you perform an oots?
An oots? Okay.
A classical oots.
Okay, so by the way, it's spelled. You know how you like in like a lot of those like fucking Viking countries, they got like those O's with the fucking you know.
Dots over the
Yeah, you know the dots. Yeah, it's like 6 of those, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 of those and a T, Z. Oots. So yeah, you know, if you're like at the club, you know, you're like, you know, here's some fucking like some Skux fucking music, eh? And then you just fucking like you just bust out fucking oots. Fucking Ripovici. Oh.
So, how long has this been a tradition in Scandinavia?
Oh well, okay. So like when Leif Erikson went across the Atlantic to discover Greenland, then you know he called it Vinland or you know Newfoundland. He would gather his, you know, fellow Vikings, and when they would meet the Skraelings, also known as the Native Americans at that time, they would bust out nuts.
They would all bust out nuts.
Bust out nuts in peace. Yeah.
You know what, Corey? You sound like a young person.
I mean, fuck, yeah,
the kind of a young person that nobody likes, nobody would ever want to know.
You sound like borderline youth violence, to be honest.
Yeah, you sound like a very violent person that, personally, I feel very attacked just sitting here.
If you know someone like Corey in your life, help them before it's too late.
Yeah, please. Could you just get out of the studio and
That's about all we
leave?
have time for this morning, Corey. Thank you.
Get the fuck out of here.
All right. That was Corey,
What
youth.
terrible producers we have. Young people have nothing to say and nothing to contribute to society, which is why we don't usually interview them. But we thought it would be relevant this morning.
All my
Obviously,
children were busy. Model citizens they are, but
it wasn't.
we couldn't get them in because they're sitting exams.
But speaking of young people being completely useless, we have a ad about the internet, not an ad, a report about the internet, about internet piracy.
Piracy.
Which
Yeah,
is
shiver me timbers.
important.
How much did I've got a joke? Got a joke. All right, I remembered it. Got it in my Christmas bonbon last year. All
Tracy,
right.
we agreed not to.
Nope, I'm doing it. How much does a pirate charge to pierce your earlobe?
How much?
A buccaneer!
Welcome to A Day in a Life, where we follow a day in the life of some of Brisbane's most interesting and exciting people. In this week's edition, we'll be following J. Maxwell Gunman, a cybercrime detective. As we all know, the internet is a strange and confusing place, especially for the old people. So many criminals get away with doing crimes online. Australia recently introduced an online crime police task force to tackle the problem. So I'm here now with Officer Maxwell. Officer, how are you today?
Good. Tight. Good.
I was wondering if you could explain the internet to us.
So the internet is magic, it doesn't make sense, and the only way to possibly understand it is to watch The Matrix a few times till you understand that. And they make us watch it in training till we get it. And it's like, it takes a high IQ, like mine.
All of them? Matrix Reloaded and Matrix Revolution?
They made more?
Can't believe there were robots.
The internet is simply like a giant book that everyone in the world can share and contribute to. So downloading a movie is just like reading any other page in that book. It's still there, it's still accessible for everyone else to see. You haven't stolen anything. I think the real crime is how much of the internet is made inaccessible. I don't see how there's any logic in making things less accessible to people, how that's good for anyone, except of course the mega corporations which have
Where are they? So we know there's a bunch of pirates in here, and I'm gonna go in there and single-handedly take them all out, because I think I might have superpowers. Let's find out. Oh my God! Die, you pirate scum!
Sugar me
Is this your illegal films?
No. This is my booty.
So it turns out those pirates just had pornography on that USB. But found a new kink. Perks of the job, I guess.
Wow.
Nobody should use it.
I mean,
Nobody.
I use it from time to time to check the weather if I'm planning a picnic.
Yeah,
Or,
speaking of the fucking weather, did you see that Malaysia Airlines was shut
Oh,
down
yeah.
by fucking Russians?
Yeah, so after years of the mystery of what happened to the missing Malaysian airline,
It
the
was
Russians
stolen
finally...
all along.
Stolen or destroyed by Russians?
Stalin.
Stolen.
Stalin.
Stalin.
Stalin the
Stolen
Russian.
by Stalin. Is he still around?
Is he? Can we get a fact check? Is Stalin dead or alive?
Either way, the Russians... Oh.
Is Stalin dead or alive? Tell me.
Stalin is currently made of Play-Doh.
Stalin's made of Play-Doh.
Stalin is made of Play-Doh.
That must make it very difficult for him to steal things, but he managed to pluck a plane right out of the sky, so...
Am I made of Play-Doh? I feel like sometimes I might be made of Play-Doh.
Don't want to touch you to find out. In other news, other than the missing plane finally finding its origins of how it went missing, we've also got the arrest of Harvey Weinstein for rape. Wow. Finally.
I
about
know he
time.
didn't do it. Harvey's my friend.
No.
He taught me everything I know.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you're next.
No, I think it was Morgan Freeman who.
Well, actually, yes, Morgan Freeman will be
who's
next,
next?
and then you. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Well, we can have a good poker party in prison. Let me tell you, the times we've had. Maybe they'll stick us in a women's prison.
Highly doubt that, Peter.
I mean, we have the money. We can make it happen. Anyway, we
weather?
do need to check the weather because we haven't done that enough this morning. So, Flip!
Flip, weather boy.
Yep.
Flip's back. Don't touch that.
Oh.
I'd appreciate if you could step aside. Yep, that's good. That's good.
Just like
Alright, come around here, Flip. Come around here. You can with the adults, with the big kids. Come on. Alright, yep.
Come on, kid.
Hey, how we doing?
What's it like
Weather
outside?
update?
What's the atmosphere doing today?
Well, I mean, the sun's still there. It's just he's like hiding. There's like this big white thing in the sky.
Cloudy. I'd say it's a bit
Yeah,
cloudy.
it's a bit cloudy. You know what I mean?
Any update on the asteroid, Flip?
Oh well, it's gotten bigger.
Bigger?
It's grown.
How?
Okay, so like you know how it was like, you know, hang on. You know how it was like that.
Yeah.
Well, now it's like, it's like that.
So it's gone from lint to a pea.
Yeah. It's now it's the size of a pea.
Do you think by this afternoon it's going to be the size of a chickpea?
I think possibly, and then we can make a really nice asteroid hummus of some kind.
Is that recommended?
I mean, I'm not really sure about the
Do
dietary.
you think any more asteroids will hit New Farm today?
Geez, we can only hope. I mean, like just. So
I
we can-
thought you said they killed 2 people. Population crisis.
Yeah, I
Need
mean,
more
yeah,
asteroids.
yeah, exactly.
Asteroids, please.
Let's all join hands in a prayer for more asteroids. Harvey, if you can hear us,
Oh, is Harvey here?
please.
No. He's been arrested for rape.
He's in prison right now.
Okay.
Please get in contact with your guy at NASA and send more asteroids our way. It's a slow news day.
Maybe that's how the Russians took down the plane with an asteroid in a catapult.
Do you think that's what happened?
I think it was a ballista, actually.
A ballista? What's a ballista?
I get them on my feet
Oh.
sometimes when I go for a long run.
Oh no! See, ballista is
is a medieval crossbow siege engine.
A medieval crossbow.
Yeah, no, it's the gigantic crossbow that they would fire at things. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
Is that how far behind Russians are?
Yeah, like pretty much. The Russians attempted to build a cannon, which was a far more modern piece of technology, but they didn't have the proper investment for that, so they had to settle on siege engines.
Because we have, what do we have now? We've got I
think we've got Emu cavalry, don't we?
Emu cavalry.
Not really that familiar with the Australian Army. As long as they keep the brown people out, I'm happy.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%. In other news as well, the Sun was recently arrested for vandalization.
What the how does the Sun do?
The Sun vandalized?
Yeah.
Oh, it made 2 holes in the
Well, no,
sky.
and he was arrested for vandalizing everyone's skin. He turned everyone red.
So
who covered everyone red?
Whose son is this?
The Son.
The Son.
The Son.
Jesus?
Oh, I mean, there's that Son as well, but
I thought he was the Son.
No, I'm talking about
the Son. Shrek?
He's the father.
He's the father.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about the guy in the sky.
What about the moon? What about how's the moon feel about this?
Moon's a bit split. Yeah, I mean, push and pull. He'll be alright.
Well, that certainly cleared things up. So, if someone was to go out today, should they wear a light jacket, a cardigan,
a
scarf,
gumboots?
No, I'd just go out there completely naked, to be honest.
Naked's fine.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, people are gonna think you're weird either way.
I mean, I personally would recommend a suit of armor to avoid all those young people tearing people apart.
Ooh, yeah, I mean.
Chainmail, if you
Hey, man, I just do the weather.
Cosplay losers, wear your chainmail.
Nice.
It's a fact.
Or your fursuit.
Fursuit.
Yeah, I have a fursuit. Do you?
What? Yeah, well, I have a fursuit.
What's your fursuit?
I'm a leopard.
You have a leopard?
Yeah.
I'm an earthworm.
What are you, Tracy?
Don't have a fursuit. I have pajamas.
Okay, you're the weird one here.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
That's it for the weather.
No, okay, yeah. I'll see you guys in
Stapleton, the weather boy.
Okay. Oh, no.
Well, that about wraps up the morning news.
Nearly.
Nearly.
About 4 more minutes.
Nearly.
Do we have any questions on any of the morning news events you might have seen this morning? We're free to take them via Twitter or via the phone. Any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
Did Karen leave her number?
No, she did not, Peter. None of the females on the show left their number, and that's
very disappointing.
That's something you're gonna have to accept.
Because it's in their contract. It's in their contract, right? The women have to be sexually available to me.
Nope, not at all. You made that up.
Just gonna fire everyone on this show. I've had it up to here. This cheap.
You've had it up to here. Really? Is that?
I've had it up to here.
Wow, that's You snort coke on the morning news, and you're the one who's had.
It's my show. People come here to see me.
Can you imagine what it's like co-hosting with you?
Yeah, I can. Amazing.
Not good. Not good. Feel sexually violated and in danger at all times. Alright? When I applied for this job on Seek, I didn't realise I'd be dealing with this bullshit. Quite frankly, I've had enough.
Did you ever watch the morning news? You know what, Tracy? You're fired.
Other channels. You can't fire me.
I can fire you. Can I fire her?
I've got a question for Tracy Appleton, right?
Yes.
Take your top off.
Can you?
No.
Can you?
No, Peter, I cannot. No, my top will remain firmly fastened on the morning news. Thank you very much. Not like.
Don't worry, guys.
Oh.
I got it. I'm gonna save the news day.
It's not necessary.
Gonna get it out.
Oh, cut to ad. Cut.
This has been the morning news.
I'm Tracy Appleton.
I'm Peter Nile.
And
I hope you're awake, Brisbane.
I'm filing a lawsuit.
I know I am. Up next, we have Angst, our music.
Come down to Giuseppe's Ethnic Restaurant. Hi, I'm Giuseppe. I don't know where I am from, but I am not from here. Taste all the food from the old country, wherever that is, I don't quite know. But I come from a distant land of exotic food. Try my spring rolls and the hot chips and my chicken. It's dipped in a sauce. It's good, and it's everything you want. I do the gluten-free, the vegan, all the same. Everything. It's the best. Come to Giuseppe's restaurant of some ethnic persuasion that I don't quite know. 7 great locations throughout the Brisbane area. All of them in Logan.
We heard how much you love Fatas burgers, but what if you could eat 2 of our burgers at the same
time? Introducing the Grand Fatas! It's a burger within a burger! That's right! Bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, and mayo. Bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, and bread. It's the Grand Fatas! Only $9.95. Still hungry? It's a double Grand Fatas! Bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, and bread. It's a double Grand Fatas! Only $11.95. Not enough for you? Then grab a triple Grand Fatas! Bread, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, and mayo, bread, and bread. It's the triple Grand Fatas! Only $14.95. No, still hungry? Then grab a quadruple Grand Fatas! Lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo.
Mom! What's for breakfast?
I made your favorite. Shit!
Hey!
From the makers of Sawdust, it's shit. It's ever so delicious and so easy to prepare.
I love shit, mommy.
Shit really has it all.
Yeah.
I even eat my own shit.
Smellog shit. Available in crunchy or smooth.
This is the shit!
Hey nerds! You like playing video games? You think it's fun to kill people? It is! But only in the army where you're legally allowed to do it! Sign up now! We'll feed you, clothe you, house you, and give you basic rights that are inaccessible to people who live in the Northern Territory. See the world, kill brown people, play with robots, get PTSD, watch your best friend's head explode, die in the streets homeless, don't get a pension. Sign up now! Get a free engineering degree. Join the army.
Angst. 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 Angst.
I'm Liberty Hell, and you're tuned into Angst. It's a very angsty show. Obviously named after the hellbent downfall of humanity and the destruction of universal culture, liberty, freedom, systems failure caused by twats like Kim Kardashian, Trump, and Elon Musk. We're going to have some special guests on the show today. Of some fellow by the name of Dog Daniels, and a woman from Sweden, if I recall. Her name is Heidi Lowe. We'll also be playing some of the newest tracks, fresh to Brisbane, a new song by cannibalist group Soupy LaRue, all coming up in the next hour. So, I'll introduce my next guest. He's a surprise guest, obviously.
Boo.
Just make yourself right at home. So, what brings you here today?
I'm here to promote my new album.
And what exactly is your new album?
It's a concept album. It's about the struggle of a man as he goes through the different parts of his life, being broken through government, wanting to control him, and he wants to be his own.
It's always about the struggles of men, isn't it?
Of course.
This country's just led by men.
Well,
go on.
It's a beautiful album. Right? It speaks to me through my heart, my soul, my voice. You know what it's like to be a musician. You understand the struggle, the angst.
I understand the angst to some degree. I see you've brought us a musical instrument.
Yeah, so I can play one of my tracks from my newest album, if I'm, allowed to.
Of course, why not? So, when did you start playing music?
Well, when I was younger, when I was just a young boy, my father, he took me like into the city to see a marching band, and since then, like, I've just been in love with music. I hear it, I see music wherever I am. I taste music, I feel music. It's all I think about. Music. This is a song called Beep Boop Beep Beep Boop Boop Beep Boop Boop Boop.
You can stop at any moment. Whenever's good for you, really. That was Ket Baker. Thank you very much. So, I hear you've been traveling on tour. You've been to Europe?
Yeah, I've been to Europe. Went to Finland for a tour up north, up on the Kola Peninsula. It was pretty good. Had double-digit attendance. First time ever. It's pretty good.
And how does a deadbeat musician like you make it around?
One, 2. That's all you need to get around, baby.
Sexist prick.
Yeah. Yeah, like, the music scene can be hard to get into at first, but as long as you just put yourself forward and just make sure that you're always speaking your heart with your music, that's all that matters, honestly. And even you, a talentless, shitty, washed-up musician turned critic, even you can do it.
Well, thank you, Ket Baker.
Yeah.
I don't wish to hear from you again, really. I'm going to introduce our next guest.
Am I getting kicked off?
You
I was playing the background.
over there somewhere. Miss Heidi Lowe.
Yeah, good morning!
Hello,
Good
Heidi.
morning. Yeah.
She's from the big Swedish pop group
I'm from Sweden!
Jabba. Jabba.
Jabba.
Is it a Swedish take of ABBA?
I don't want to talk about ABBA or Jabba. I'm not on speaking terms with any of them. They're full of shit. That's why I come to Australia, because I want to meet a golden bronze surfer boy.
So I've heard you've had some conflict with Jabba, and you're leaving the group.
Oh yeah, I already left him. I left him at the airport in Sweden. I said, bye-bye, motherfuckers! And I never want to see them again.
What exactly was the conflict?
Oh, well, what wasn't is the real question, Liberty. I mean, really. So, my harmonica that I play is very special to me. And, you know, one of the other members, she stood on it. She stood on my harmonica. I mean, we can never come back from that.
Nah, it's not on. You just don't do that.
It's not on, you know, as a musician, it's not on. It's probably the worst thing you can do to another musician is stand on their harmonica.
There's just something in your ear, but...
Who?
Nothing. You just have a little...
Oh, my pearl earrings? They're from my grandma. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every day. They are family heirloom, just like my harmonica.
Alright, well, you are now touring Australia.
Yeah.
What brings you here?
Here to Brisbane? Well, you know, I did all the other major cities. So I did Sydney and Melbourne, it's very nice. Perth, Newcastle, Hobart, Northern Territory Town, what is that one? Spring of Alice, yeah. And Ipswich, Nambour, Geelong. Yeah, you know, I've been working my way around all the major cities, yeah.
Did you go to Bundy?
Bundy,
Yeah.
Bundy, shout out to my boys in Bundy. And, you know, I finally made it to 38th on the list, Brisbane.
And, where do you plan to go from here?
Oh, you know, maybe a few more stops. Still looking for my number one, my romantic man, my husband. You know, I've met a few bronze Aussie surfer dudes. The sex has been good, but they're not ready to settle down, you know.
Yeah.
I want a husband.
Tell you that.
I too can just... No one can really fulfill
Look at here, girlfriend.
this black hole, you know?
Yeah.
I don't do that anyway.
You don't do that?
No.
Don't do the dating, the sexing? Why not?
I don't really have time, you know, with...
You're a busy
my
woman.
show
Korea.
and-
We've all been there. Not me. I managed to have an even balance.
I haven't been to Korea.
Don't go.
Yeah.
Don't go. Wouldn't recommend.
Yeah, exactly. Especially now. You know what's going on in North Korea?
What's happening in North Korea? Oh boy. No, I don't want any part.